Hi, Linda Bowen here from StampingWithLinda.com, your cardiologist since 1997, helping you create cards from the heart. It's Tuesday and Funfold, and today's Funfold I am featuring the new online exclusive suite collection called Brush with Beauty. Now this suite collection is my featured product this month for my customer appreciation tutorial when you place an order in my online store, but it also has a class designed around this suite created by Stampin' Up, and you can purchase that class and get it live and on demand. So head over to my blog, stampingwithlinda.com, if you'd like more information about that class. So anyways, this suite collection has two bundles, words in one with dies, and then flowers. And I have taken the word dies and have cut out with the Designer Series paper, the Brushed with Beauty Designer Series paper, the letters, and also with the Calypso Coral. So I've already done that. The gluing for this, I found that I really liked because the letters are a little bit bigger. I used my multi-purpose glue. Worked just fine. The only thing I suggest is to make sure you have a silicone mat. I also have two pieces of the Designer Series paper that I cut 3/4 by 5 1/4, and I layered it with the Mossy Meadow, and that's 7/8 by 5 3/8. Again, if you head over to my blog, stampingwithlinda.com, you'll get all the directions about that. Because there's several different layers in this card, I really suggest checking into the two-tone cardstock. Now, I used regular cardstock for mine, but when you layer, I think layering just really adds to your project. Excuse me. But if you use the two-tone cardstock for the back layer, it just helps with the thickness of your card. I then have a piece of the Designer Series paper that measured 2 by 5 1/4, layered it with Mossy Meadow, but I used the embossing folder, used the Designer Series paper, but then I embossed that Designer Series paper. It just really adds some character to your Designer Series paper. This folder is part of that suite collection. It's called Beautiful Patterns. Then I have the same size in the Very Vanilla, layered with the Early Espresso and stamped with a Calypso Coral, the flowers, the greeting, and I used the Pearls of Beauty for the center of those flowers. Excuse me. I just returned home from a cruise and I came home with a little cough, so I apologize for that. I'm going to show you this fold now. Mind you, I have done this fold before, but this time we are going to do it horizontal. Normally, I have always done it vertical. Let me get a sip of water here. Sorry. I thought I was okay. I hadn't coughed much, but of course I hadn't talked much either. So anyways, back to my card. I've already taken 5 1/4 by 11. I've scored it at the 5 1/2. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in my trimmer and I'm going to trim down or cut from the top to that score line, remembering that there's a little arrow right here on the side to show you where to stop. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to cut from the bottom this time so that my cut lines are going in the same direction on my paper, lined up at the 1 inch. I'm going to start at the 5 1/2 and just cut down for that. So I've got my card base. Again, like I said, this fold I have done before and have done it vertical. Then I find that I like to use the multi-purpose glue so that I can kind of move around if I need a little bit of adjustment. We've got this. We're just gluing down those sides. Again, I really suggest using a silicone mat when you go to do the die cuts on this. So like I said, normally the card that I would do would be like so, but we're going to do it this way. It's the perfect direction to use the dies in this stamp set. So we're going to layer our Designer Series paper down. Just a little 1/8 inch border around there. Again, the layering of the cardstock does add some thickness to your card, but if you use the two-tone cardstock, you'll find that the thickness is very light and it will not make a difference. The card really isn't too heavy, but it is a little heavier than normal. I'm going to add the centerpiece here. Again, once again, I love that Designer Series paper embossed. Just gives some character to that. Oh my goodness, I should have grabbed a cough drop. And the inside, I could have left it plain, but adding the mossing metal just added a little more color to the card. Like so. Now we're just going to add our just because. I've already put my dimensionals on that. I am using the smaller dimensionals, and as you can see, I cut the side panels down so that I could attach them to the T and the J and also to the B. It just makes it so you don't see those dimensionals popping out on the side. So I've got just because. I'm going to bring in those Pearls of Beauty, and I'm going to use them. There is a little dot that you can die cut out, but I usually lose it, so I'm just going to use my accessories to dot that J. And 3 of those down here, and maybe 1 or 2 up there. And I have already used the Calypso Coral ones in the inside. So there you have a fun side opening card. Again, have done this before, but never horizontal. Hope you've enjoyed today's video. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.